We back in it. Let's get straight to it, guys. Let's go. Um, Most of this news probably not gonna be accurate. I'm pretty sure none of it is gonna be accurate, but we'll react to it anyway, just to see.
Bank briefcase, the WWE has completely given up on Jey Uso and doesn't see him as a top star anymore. The WWE stops the construction of the SummerSlam stage. Why is CM Punk vs. Gunther headlining SummerSlam Night 1? Rhea Ripley is not interested in WWE Unreal. Vince McMahon is a reckless driver who loves speed. This comes after his recent car accident. Florida declares August 1st as Hulk Hogan Day. Donald Trump welcomes Triple H to the White House. Karrion Kross says he has no creative input whatsoever. Let's dive right in. The WWE has completely given up on Jey Uso and doesn't see him as a top star anymore. Jey Uso's shine as a top WWE star might be fading, and it's got people talking. A wrestling veteran is concerned that the company no longer views the former World Heavyweight Champion as a main event player. Jey made history by winning his first World Championship at WrestleMania 41, but his moment was cut short when Gunther reclaimed the title, becoming a two-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now Gunther's heading into SummerSlam with the gold. On Busted Open After Dark, Tommy Dreamer pointed out a big change in Jey's presentation, noting that the fan favorite didn't come through the crowd for his entrance, a signature move that always gets the audience hyped. I keep saying this. I'm getting concerned. I do not know why. Maybe somebody can help me. Jey Uso did not come out through the crowd. Not once, but twice tonight. I'm worried about, are they not seeing this guy as a top act? I know he came in sort of from the side, maybe because he came from the Hogan tribute, but that crowd was insane for him, and the guy is one of your top acts as a babyface. An entrance is a massive part of his deal, and he didn't get it not once, but twice. Meanwhile, Paul Heyman stirred the pot with a mysterious social media post featuring a photo of Jey Uso. The two go way back as former allies in the OG bloodline. Now, Heyman's current crew, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, will clash with Jey and Roman Reigns in a huge tag team match at SummerSlam. Ahead of the showdown, Heyman dropped this cryptic message on Instagram. Never reach down to the front row while making a point. That's narrowcasting. You want to reach up to the rafters, because that's broadcasting, and it makes your presentation larger than life. Today's lesson is hereby concluded. I am sure you appreciate this altruistic offering, Paul Heyman. The WWE stops the construction of the SummerSlam stage. SummerSlam 2025 is facing a major hiccup. Word is, WWE has hit pause on building the event's massive set. SummerSlam is one of WWE's biggest shows, a cornerstone of their annual lineup, often called one of the top 4 premium live events. This year's show is set to make history as a two-night spectacle for the first time, happening at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The card is stacked with huge matches across both nights. But according to Fightful Select, bad weather in the New York, New Jersey area has caused travel chaos, delaying flights and slowing down set construction. On July 31st, flood warnings forced workers off the field at MetLife, and a shelter was set up where the ring will go. Inside sources say WWE isn't worried about finishing the set on time. Fightful checked out the site and saw the stage and multi-level set coming together, though the ringside area still isn't ready. One match everyone's talking about is the World Heavyweight Championship clash between CM Punk and Gunther. Punk earned his shot at the Ring General by winning a gauntlet match on the July 14th episode of Raw. If Punk pulls off the win, he'll be the first to hold 2 different versions of the World Heavyweight Championship. On his rebooked wrestling podcast, Matthew Rehwoldt, formerly Aiden English, shared his take, predicting Punk will take the title, setting Gunther up for a bigger storyline with John Cena. I think you're right. They've also been putting a lot of stock in Gunther, and they have. I think this is the moment for that, and you could build Gunther maybe towards something bigger with John Cena. I think it's Punk, and this might be the night, English said. Why is CM Punk vs. Gunther headlining SummerSlam Night 1? WWE has made it official. CM Punk vs. Gunther will headline Night 1 of SummerSlam 2025. There was some debate about the main event, with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso's tag team match against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed also set for the same night. But just hours ago, Punk confirmed on ESPN MMA that his World Heavyweight Championship clash with the Ring General will close the show at the biggest party of the summer. Here's why this match is taking the top spot on August 2nd. When WWE shifts focus away from Roman Reigns, it often means a big surprise is coming. Punk vs. Gunther headlining could signal a title change, with Punk possibly starting his first championship run since returning to WWE. A new world champion would make Night 1 unforgettable and set the tone for the two-night event. Another reason this match is closing the show might be the chance for Seth Rollins to make a jaw-dropping return. Despite a real-life injury at Saturday night's main event, Rollins' recovery timeline is unclear, leaving room for a surprise. He could show up at SummerSlam Night 1 and even cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase to steal the World Heavyweight Championship, shocking shocking the WWE Universe. Gunther has been a phenomenal champion, elevating the World Heavyweight Championship to new heights in his current and past reigns. By making Punk versus Gunther the main event, WWE is showing how much they value the title. When Punk announced his match would headline, he stressed that it's a big deal not just for him and Gunther, but for the championship itself. These 3 reasons explain why Punk versus the Ring General is outshining even Reigns' match to close night 1. In other news, CM Punk recently shared an exciting tidbit about WWE's new Netflix series Unreal, which has fans hooked with its behind-the-scenes look at the company. The show dives into backstage moments, writers' room discussions, and unseen superstar interactions, streaming now on Netflix with most of the WWE roster featured. While chatting on the Lightweights podcast with Rhea Ripley, Punk revealed that neither of them had seen the show before its release, making them as curious as the fans about the footage. I'll tell you a little bit of a secret. We haven't been allowed to see the show yet. We haven't seen it, so that's why when both of us tell you we're nervous, we're a little bit nervous. People have talked to us about a camera catching a moment between myself and Rhea. We were in the car on the way over here, and I was like, do you remember? I don't even remember there being a camera there. So it's gonna be, I'm getting on the roller coaster, we're creeping up, and I'm about to take to the dip just along with the rest of the fans. Rhea Ripley is not interested in WWE Unreal. Rhea Ripley, one of WWE's biggest stars, opened up about her mixed feelings toward the company's new Netflix docuseries, Unreal, which dropped on July 29th. The show pulls back the curtain on the wild world of professional wrestling, revealing how writers and wrestlers create unforgettable moments in the ring. It exposes WWE's creative process and some closely guarded secrets. During a recent chat on the Lightweights podcast, Ripley explained that wrestling is a private business, and she's unsure about what the show will reveal. Still, she's thrilled at the idea of fans getting a closer look at the real people behind the larger-than-life characters and the challenges they face every week. I mean, for me, I'm a little bit nervous to see what is actually shown, just because this business is very, hidden. There's a lot of things that we don't want out there for everyone. But I think the thing that I'm more excited for is people being able to see, a little bit more human side of us, where they can connect to us that little bit more, and they can see the struggles that we go through on a weekly basis, if not multi-time weekly basis, like preparing for the matches and stuff. Just like what our mental structure is going into it, and what we're having to overcome week in and week out. That's what I'm excited for. Everything else, I'm a little bit nervous. This weekend at SummerSlam, Rhea Ripley is set for a massive showdown. She'll battle Sky and Naomi in a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. The bad blood started at the historic Evolution Premium Live event when Naomi cashed in her Money in the Bank contract during Ripley's match with Sky, stealing the title. Since then, the 3 have been locked in a heated rivalry over the championship. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce decided the only way to settle it is with a high-stakes triple threat match at SummerSlam, where the Women's World Championship is on the line. Vince McMahon is a reckless driver who loves speed. This comes after his recent car accident. Vince McMahon, the former WWE boss, found himself in hot water after a car accident on July 24th. Jim Ross, who used to work closely with McMahon in WWE, recently shared that he hated riding with the 79-year-old because of his dangerous driving habits. McMahon smashed his Bentley into a BMW while speeding in Connecticut, also hitting a Ford Fusion. All 3 cars had to be towed. Barbara Doran, the BMW driver, claimed police were tailing McMahon when the crash happened. On his Grilling JR podcast, Ross called McMahon out for his reckless behavior behind the wheel, saying he always pushed the limits. He drove recklessly, and he loved speed. I was with him when we got stopped by the Ohio State Police because he was driving too fast. At some point in time, I got to thinking maybe I need to change ways of passage because these speeds are uncomfortable, and we're not in any hurry. The show's over. We don't do another show until tomorrow night or next week or whatever it may be, but golly, it was just a speed race. He loved speed. He loved to be the fastest guy on the highway. Ross, a Hall of Famer who worked for WWE for 23 years from 1993 to 2019 and now calls matches for AEW, wasn't the only one uneasy. Other WWE insiders like Bruce Pritchard and Pat Patterson also traveled with McMahon, who ran WWE's creative direction for 40 years until stepping down in 2022. Ross said some staff avoided car rides with McMahon because he never stopped talking business, which got exhausting. I rode with him a lot because the other guys, Patterson and Bruce and whoever else was in the entourage at the time, he tapped them out. He was challenging because he never turned it off. It was always
I feel like they just talking now. Don't none of this stuff connect. I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody for joining in, man. I'm gonna see you on the next one.